Hi.
Good afternoon. It is noon here in the Pacific Northwest. Hopefully we are live. I'm not showing my video yet, so hold on a second. We're looking.
Looking.
Let's get out of it. Let's come back in. I am not showing myself. Anyway, my name is Kristine. I'm with Reimagineered for your home. Today we have special guest Kristine.
The other Kristine.
My bestie. There. Oh, look at us. Aren't we cute? Now you can see us.
Oh my goodness.
We have vision issues, and you're far enough away so you can see both of us that I need my work phone here so we can see what's going on. So Kristine and I talked about this when I told her I had the live, and that our theme was giving thanks. And I had COVID recently, and I'm still feeling the effects. So I wasn't up to doing what I thought I was going to do. And I said, well, I have rolling pins on my table. I know I had a baker in my family growing up, and I'm assuming your mom was too. And she said, yes. And I said, well, you know what? Let's do shout outs for the women in our lives and our families that went on before us that were huge bakers. And mine was my grandma Blanche. She was my grandfather's second wife. And she was a huge baker. And when she died, she left a huge baking gap in our family because she took all the recipes with her. And with Kristine, it was her mom, Helen. So we're here today for Blanche and for Helen.
And the other Kristine. My grandmother was named Kristine also.
That's right.
And she could bake.
Now, I'm not saying that the other women in my family couldn't bake, but they never matched Grandma.
No.
Grandma was the epitome. So I always like to do things in stages because I don't like to hold you up. So what we're going to start off with first is the primer. We're going to put down a base coat. You've got your brush, right?
I do.
Okay. So we're sharing a glass jar. I need to go to Costco one of these days and find these tiramisus or flans or whatever they are that they keep having in these jars, because I use these jars like crazy. And the ladies on my Facebook, not my Facebook page, my Buy Nothing group know it. And they're always ready to give me more. And I have a whole stack of them in my laundry room by the sink that we've cleaned. So basically what we're going to do is put the primer coat on first. We're going to put
this stuff is magic.
Isn't it?
Wow. Yeah. It's the first time I've used it today, and boy, am I impressed.
So what Kristine is working on, we went did a little thrifting at the bins. And I don't know if you've ever been there, but it can be a little sketch, and definitely wear gloves. But she found this great little photo album that was looked like a wood book, and she's currently painting it. And she put the primer on the Java thing that we're using right now to cut down the slickness so she could paint her paint over it. And she's already telling me, I have to buy a jar before I go back home.
Taking it with me
because I need it with me.
That's great.
So if you read my heading, we are going to do a little something at the end. I would say make comments now. The whole thing is, I know that people had a problem today with not being able to scroll back. So we're going to wait a little bit towards the end. And hello, Lavinda and Laura and Josie's watching.
I'm not watching.
Debbie, Jody. Yeah, she's not watching because she's actually here. I knew Kristine would love to do this because when I moved back to Washington years ago, she came up with me.
Yeah, I did.
And every night, well, sometimes twice a day, just depending on feeling how frisky we were, we would make little lives telling everybody where we were and what we had did. And we cracked ourselves up.
We did. We got to share our ridiculousness across the world. It was
right. Great. Facebook land didn't know what they were in for when we went traveling. Because we were traveling with my 2 dogs and a cat.
Yeah, it was a great trip.
And the best one was when I thought the cat was lost.
Oh,
that was the best one. That cat, who sadly has passed on, had this really bad habit of
crotchety old Siamese cat,
being really good in a hotel room. So mine's all painted. I'm going to put it over here in a drawer so I can let it dry. Oh, here, why don't you go ahead and start rinsing off your.
Thank you.
Ooh, these are bigger. Ooh. Gosh darn, these are barely going to make it in my drawer. We saved the biggest ones for the end. And I thought he had gotten out of the car, and actually he was just hiding underneath the seat. So anyway, my grandma Blanche was quite something else. When my grandfather met her, if you want to just move that out of the way, hon. Thank you, babe. She owned a restaurant in Compton, California. And she was quite well known. Hi, Penny and Patty and Melinda. And she was quite the baker. She was Norwegian heritage, and she could make cinnamon rolls. Our Christmas gifts, Thanksgiving and Christmas gifts from her every year was each family. I got to take home a dozen to 2 dozen rolls, depending on how frisky she was feeling that year and how much time she had. They were coveted. Let me tell you, you marked out your rolls and you made sure no one ate them, and that was it. And so I absolutely miss her a lot. So in true, like, TV land or Facebook land fashion, we also have some that already been dried. I painted these last night. So I made up a special. Oh, I made up a special. Yes, she did. I made up a special concoction. What we're going to do is, this is a combo of 1 part marshmallow, 1 part honeycomb, and 1 part candy papaya. Oh, COVID brain. They're not kidding when they tell you about this. So I mixed this all together, and why we're using this color is because we're going to be using some redesigned transfers that I sell on my booth. And the nice thing about them is they come with little dots on the side that give you an idea of colors that would be good. I'm not spot on to their orange, but it looks pretty good, and that's what we're going to use. So I made us both little mixes, so we both have our own little jar. And we're going to sit here, and we're probably going to need 2 coats.
I was going to say just a light coat?
No, well, yeah, because we're probably going to need 2. We're going to have to get the lovely heat gun out.
That is my favorite new toy. I love that. I'm literally watching paint dry and just enjoying it.
I know I don't do good with some stress. Doing these kind of freak me out because everything seems to go wrong. So I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off, and she's like, "Oh, my paint's not drying quick enough." And I've seen her use that thing. I'm gonna go use that thing. So she took it upon herself to turn on the heat gun, and she was smart enough to know that you don't touch the hot part, the metal part, and you don't keep it too close to the paint so it doesn't bubble up and take off.
I've used a heat gun with stamping and doing embossing, so
yeah,
I was familiar.
How we doing? Those are cute transfers, Debbie. Those are our fall transfers, and I knew that they would be great for the rolling pins. The reason why I like to do the rolling pins, we gals like decorations in our kitchens, and nothing better than, you find a nice old rolling pin, or maybe you have one from a family member and it's special and you want to remember them, like my grandma or Kristine's mom and her grandma. We can sit there and we can paint them, stencil them, transfer them. We can do all kinds of goodies to it, and it's just a nice way to remember. And I have actually seen where people have actually built like little racks, and they've done nothing but like a little rack filled with really cool looking painted rolling pins, and I think that's really cool. Ooh, can you stop for a second and hold this fly? I know I'm asking a lot.
My mom used that old Tupperware one that you put ice water in.
Oh, okay.
So that was what I remember with her. My grandma used her hands. I can't recall that woman using a rolling pin.
Oh, my grandma did. But I can understand that. I mean, if you've got really good handwork and you know what you're doing,
I have
you do what's best for you.
An old rolling pin with Bakelite handle, so I still use.
Mm-hmm.
I won't get another one.
Yeah, and that I would definitely not decorate. Okay, so we're going to make some noise here.
My favorite toy.
Let's see what we got going on.
Now you can watch paint dry with us.
Let's see, Melinda. I'm not good with getting transfer off live. Tried everything, got tips. Yeah, the reason why I did all the rolling pins ahead of time was because a lot of that is the fact that everything needs to be like dry. You know what I mean? Your paint needs to be dry. Your sealer needs to be dry. which is why Kristine painted. I got hair
I'm
in my mouth.
wasting no time here.
She painted the two ones that we're going to use next, and I put the sealer on when I got home. And I did heat gun it, but I also wanted it to sit overnight because I knew, oh, what is in my nose? I knew that it needed to be dry. So yes, we do. Here, go ahead. I've got something stuck on this. My cat hair is eternal in this house. Doggy hair too.
The pet tax.
Mm-hmm. The two boys, well, they're all boys. The dogs are over next door at their favorite uncle's house. We just call him Uncle Dusty because he has become
Uncle Dusty's doggy
daycare. Yeah, he has become their daycare provider, and it keeps you guys from listening to them lose their minds.
Those woofers.
The cats are walking around. Boo Boo, Boo Boo's on the tree over there. I moved the tree so you wouldn't be looking at my cat tree this time, and so I could walk behind Kristine if I needed to get out.
I've never seen him do anything like, wash his hiney or anything. When I watch your lives, I'm always looking at him, but he's always polite and doesn't.
I think that's usually Batman on the tree during the lives. He's pretty chill.
Yeah.
Oh, there's just one part here that does not want to give it up. Lift up. I'm old and I have arthritis. I'm sitting here trying to hold this gun. It was kind of hard sometimes. I have discovered CBD cream, and there's one that I purchased from a local massage therapist. Oh, it does a really good job.
Why are you holding out on me?
I told you about it.
No, I did not.
Well, I guess when we get done, we're going right to my bathroom and trying the cream out because now I'm getting in trouble because I have not shared the cream. Okay, so I'm going to give you this one.
Whack you with my rolling pin later. So you want me to...
Yeah, go ahead and do coat too. We'll just go back and forth.
Okay.
Let's see.
Fair enough.
Oh, and thank you for sharing my link, Josie. So I do carry Paint Pixie line in my booth. We're in Stanwood, Washington. I am inside of Dolly's Doorknobs. As I love to say, I am the hidden gem in the back. I am in the back of the store. I have the paints, I have the sealers, I have the primers, I have the molds, I have the brushes. So if you're in Washington and you want to try some Paint Pixie out, you got to come down and see me. I also have the metallic paints.
And it's all decorated for Christmas. It's so pretty.
We tried. I'm not totally done. Getting COVID came at the worst time. Kristine came to visit me. She comes almost every Halloween. And right the weekend before she came, I had put in some cabinets for storage. And of course, I moved a lot of dust, a lot of pet hair, dander, whatever. Don't judge me. I have cat and dog hair dust bunnies. I really thought I had a sinus infection because I get sinus infections a lot. And when I went and picked her up
at the airport,
so I live on Camino. Of course, we drive down to SeaTac, and it's a good 60, 70 miles down there, probably closer to 75. And I just felt pooey.
She says to me, I have a sinus infection. I took one look at her and I was like, woman, you do not. And I slapped my hand on her head. She is burning hot. And here's the key. We stopped at Dick's because I always got to get some Dick's.
Dick's Burgers. If you're in Washington, you have got to find Dick's Burgers. Okay, I know people have. California has In-N-Out. In-N-Out refuses to come to us because they say that they can't get fresh produce here. Kristine, tell them how many farms you've seen while you've been here.
I never knew Washington had so many farms. There's like Seattle and farmland. So we get to Dick's and we order our usual ice cream and combo. And she says, I'm so cold. I want to get back in the car. I'm like,
yeah. Who are you and what you do with my bestie?
I'm not even wearing my coat. Come on. It's nighttime. It's drizzly. And no, she didn't even eat. And I was like, no, let's go home. You're sick.
Okay, I had a couple of bites. So we
Yeah,
got home the
but-
next morning. I call up my boss and I'm like, I don't think I'm coming in. And I hadn't come in the day before because I really thought I had a sinus infection. She's like, have you taken a COVID test? So then I'm,
She slams open my bedroom door. Oh my God, I have the COVID.
I was wearing a mask. Don't think I was a bad friend.
She did wear a mask.
I was wearing a mask.
But
Don't kill me.
I was like, I told you had a virus. Yeah. She did mask up, and thankfully I've had it, and so I didn't get it. And
So I did mask up for her, and of course, I did a video with a doctor, and they gave me Paxlovid. Okay, Paxlovid is nasty stuff, but it did help. But then afterwards, I basically still had a sinus infection. Right? Because even you call it a sinus infection.
And she's so resistant. Get some guaifenesin. I said, get some Robitussin. I said, no. So we finally
I am taking Mucinex DM
only
now.
because my husband said she needs some Mucinex with the guaifenesin, and I'm like, really? Because that's exactly what I said.
So basically, he's not even in the state, and he's harassing me, and she's harassing me. So we go down and we get the Mucinex, which helped bring my voice back. I had no voice
for weeks. I've been here 3 weeks, and yet this is like the best she's really started to sound this week.
Right, but I still have the COVID brain. And I tire out really quickly.
Yeah.
She laughs at me because we are the ultimate old couple. So she's on one end of the couch, I'm on the other. 2 dogs in between us. Cats fighting for my lap, and the next thing she knows, she turns around.
She's out. I told her last night, we have things to do. You cannot fall asleep after dinner. Well,
because we were trying to get ready for this.
So what did she do? Actually, she turns this way, so I know she's knocked out.
Hey, but I did get done what I needed to get done before I fell asleep.
But she never finished the movie, which she missed the best parts of the movie.
We'll have to go back and watch the very end. We were watching Disney's Haunted Mansion.
Which is a good movie.
And I just fell apart. I couldn't. I was really close to the end.
But the end part was the best part.
The what?
The end part is the best part.
Well, I know. Let's see. What's anybody saying?
So
you've had it twice, Josie? Oh, my gosh. With no symptoms the first time and felt yucky. Oh, yeah. I have been faithful with the boosters.
Me. I have not.
Because I have, asthma. I get bronchitis. I was a very sickly child, so I'm obese, according to the doctors. So I am that prime candidate for it. And then, of course, the latest one, Kaiser's like, we're waiting until the supersized booster comes out, so we're not offering appointments. And what happens? I get COVID. And I have no idea who I got it from.
I got the first 2 shots, and they made me so sick and flared up my fibromyalgia. There was just no chance I was going to do any of the boosters. And then I got COVID, and honestly, after that, I wasn't afraid of it. I was sick for a long time, and it is a long recovery.
Hey, you guys, let me know if you can hear us on our microphones. I brought brand new microphones. Are you guys able to hear us? I hope we're coming across good. I didn't get a chance to really try it. Melinda, I hope to God I will send a prayer out for you. I don't want you to have COVID either.
Yeah.
It's
no fun. It's a dirty bird.
Paxlovid, I am glad they gave that to me, but that metal taste, it does not leave you. Sounds great. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Patty. Because I knew there'd be 2 of us, so I couldn't do just the one microphone. So, I did that overnight delivery where they come between 4.
Oh, is that what you wanted?
3 a.m.
She's like, what can I spend $3 on Amazon? I'm like,
because I want the overnight delivery.
I don't know. What do you want?
So I bought some vitamins.
I was distracted with something else when she's asking me this, and I'm like, yeah. So while you're using,
it's not like you can buy a candy bar on there.
Well, you can, but it's cost
$35. Some of them cost me like $20.
I know.
Yeah.
So while you're using that, it's drying my paint. That was a pretty face you just made at me.
trying to dry stuff, and I'm getting complaints from the peanut gallery. So anyway, so we're going to use both those transfers, because, oh poop, because rolling pins are thin. I know that I can get 4 pins out of those 2 transfers. I hit this. Now I'm trying to fix it. So I decided to do 2 different colors. Now I gotta do a fix job over here. And we will probably just use the Sheer Beauty and the Chocolate Souffle on the handles, just to give them a little bit of color.
You know, it would be really cute. You could do each one of these for seasonal. So every season you change out. You'd have a cute polka dot one for spring.
Oh, you mean in your home?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You could do a cute polka
those
dot
people
one.
that make those racks, I'm sure that's exactly why they do it. So
and
they
then,
can change
it.
It's almost like a tiered tray. So now rolling pins are becoming like a seasonal decoration, just like the tiered trays. The good thing Josie gives us an hour, and I do things ahead of time, because we'd never make it. But we're doing good. We're only 22 minutes into it.
I hope they don't get tired of us, though.
We can get tired of the Kristine.
I don't know, but we can be a lot sometimes.
No. Us? A lot? No.
I mean, it's never too much for us.
Right. So the gals before us, Josie was doing that really cute turkey, which made me think about the Hocus Pocus that Kristine and I did. We went to a paint and sip, and I thought about taking my own paint Pixie brushes, and I thought, no, that would be really cheeky. And within a couple of minutes, we're both like, why didn't we bring my brushes? And then pretty soon we're like, why didn't we bring our paint? Luckily, we had a really good group sitting at our table, so we had a wonderful time. But then we came home. Kristine has finished hers. I have not finished mine. We basically are repainting them.
Completely. So from the bottom up, I repainted mine.
So if you want to see a really cute Halloween door hanger that's Hocus Pocus themed, go to my page, Reimagineered for Your Home, and just look back at the pictures that I posted of Kristine's, and she did an absolute awesome job.
I still have to add glitter and then a sealer of some sort, but other than that, it's done.
Did you get the glitter?
No.
Oh, okay.
I figured I have so much at home, why bother? It's expensive there.
Oh, okay. Now say we went to Michael's, and I don't remember you buying the glitter.
I bought an entire bin.
So you're gonna leave me without having any glitter, so I have to go out and buy my own glitter. Is this what I'm hearing?
Well, sorry. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. I can't see anything, but it looks like Gwen Johnson has a sick friend. Oh, they died on Monday from the shot. Oh my gosh, that's awful. I am so sorry, Gwen. That is awful. I know that not every person can handle every vaccination or even regular shots, and I am sorry to hear that, Gwen. Okay, this is just a beautiful color. So again, this is 1 part candy papaya, 1 part honeysuckle, and 1 part marshmallow. And I just think this is like the cutest color. It's, got a little bit of corally, a little bit of... Oh, you doing looking at your phone. My sidekick is checking out her phone.
Trying to send Andre the information if he wants to watch us live.
Oh. Her husband. He's at home. Yeah, he could watch us.
Well, he's at work.
Being sillies. Yeah, but there's the thing called the break. Okay, here we go. In for round 3. It is a great color.
Yeah.
Now, the next color that we're going to bring up is one that you've seen before. I've showed it to you on the last time I did a live with Paint Pixie. And that is going to be 1 part candied apple to 1 part honeycomb. And that's going to be our next color. That will be the one that we actually put the transfers on. We'll put transfers on these later. She goes home tomorrow, so we are going to run out and do some last minute.
In theory, I did find that they would give me $5 if I changed my flight for 2 more weeks. My husband's not too thrilled about that notion, but
yeah, but think of all the crafting we could get done.
Plus the weather is better here.
The weather is better here.
I live in hot land.
Kristine's biggest thing is that she's really upset that every time she comes here, there's not enough rain, not enough snow, not enough cold. We did get 3 nights of frost, so it was nippy, and I did have to turn the heater on for her.
Yeah.
Because I like it cold. And then it went to rain, and it warmed up.
I like it cold too, but if I get too cold, I don't get warm again. And as I get older, I find that it's probably fibromyalgia, but I get I'm always too hot. And I've been like that since I was a child. Don't like the sun, don't like the heat. But if I get too cold, it takes a lot for me to get warm again. And that's not good either.
Again, if you guys are using a heat gun, don't use it too hot. Don't get too close. You can make your paint bubble. I'm almost done here with this one. I'll take that one. Well, you don't want to, if it's wet, it'll just drag the paint.
No, I dried most of it.
Oh, okay. All right, here. Ta-da! Teamwork.
I'm a painting machine.
You get cold, that's it? Yeah. I figure I can put on more layers when it's cold, but when it's hot, no one wants to see me.
I like feeling cold until I get deeply chilled. And there's a difference between feeling cold and deeply chilled.
Yeah.
And it's that deep chilling that I can't deal with. I have to warm up. Normally, I just take a bath. That usually warms me up really quick. Because at that point, the blanket and the socks isn't enough.
Oh, gotcha. So my grandma made great cinnamon rolls. What did your mom and grandma make that were great?
My mom made meringues. Well, she's British. She was British. My mom was Scottish, so I got some good, yummy British food growing up. Meringues.
Oh, love meringues.
And of course, I make scones. That's what I make scones. I make sausage rolls that are.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Let's talk about those sausage rolls.
They're amazing.
Yeah, so I worked for a CPA the 2021 tax season.
But hang on, my grandma made biscuits that were like a bird's
She's trying to get
wing.
out of this story.
No, I'm not. They're
So
like a bird's wing. But
I was running out of easy things to make for picky people in an office to bring in for the Friday morning breakfast.
So I said
Because then we had a meeting. She goes, "Oh yeah,
they're
make
so
sausage
easy.
rolls. They're so easy."
And they are.
Okay, well apparently the sausage roll vibes don't flow in my house because those things. I followed her instructions.
You take some, what's the frozen dough? Not phyllo dough. Is it phyllo dough?
The pastry dough.
It's the layered one, and you get it at Trader Joe's. It's phyllo dough.
Mm-hmm.
Lay it out. Are you sure it's phyllo? What's the other one?
Pastry dough.
No, there's one other.
See, now she doesn't even remember.
So
Anyway,
you lay it out.
I took the dough she told me to get.
You take your sausage and you quarter it up, and I just get Jimmy Dean sage sausage, and that has a very authentic taste. And you squish it out, lay it in, and fold it over. Seal off the edges, cut them up, brush it with egg, bake it. Easy.
That dough was not having it. I don't know if I got the one package that had been in there since Moby Dick was a minnow or whatever, but a few people ate them at work. Thank God I had other things, but it was just kind of like, it was heartbreaking. It's like, what the heck is this?
I'm going to look it up because I'm having a brain moment and I can't remember.
But she did come. You came later you came in again in August, in October. And she made them. Oh yeah. They were
delicious.
great.
And they're easy.
I watched her. She made them just like I did. So I think I got the dough that had given up the game.
Had to be.
And didn't care anymore. Because it was not.
Well, Trader Joe's
puff pastry dough.
Puff
Thank you,
That's
Patty.
it. Thank you. That's exactly right. Because phyllo dough is crisp and funky.
Okay.
It's got glassine and.
Here we go. Callie, y'all are a sweet couple. Your friendship sounds true and fun.
We're going to have our 10-year anniversary.
We're going to have our 10-year anniversary, yeah.
She says, I think that our anniversary happened. We have one picture that exists of us at Disneyland where we're just grinning like two, like this.
Cheshire Cat.
Yeah, great picture. And it happened in August. And she says, no, I think we were getting together sewing at your house before that. And I said, no, I don't think so. I think that's our first date. No, she says, I think so. So I looked it up.
She always has to prove me wrong.
Well, it happens so rarely that I'm right that I have to. So I looked it up. And I was correct. That was our first date.
So now we know our anniversary is August 24th. And next year is 10 years.
Yeah.
What's really funny is she also introduced me to my partner who went to high school with her husband.
Yeah.
So when people talk about the world being small,
tiny,
they're not kidding.
Tiny, tiny.
Okay. We actually met because I was the online assistant for someone that was trying to get Kristine to do some work for them.
This person
was not good at answering things. And I just got tired of watching Kristine be ignored. So I finally said, I'm talking to this person. And it was fate since then.
Well, then I snooped her Facebook because I like knowing who I'm talking to. Says she lives in the next town from me. And we would have crossed over as friends in 3 different areas. And I said, wait a minute, why do I not know you?
This person. Well,
so we took care to stop that.
Yeah. So I don't have a guest room in my home. I have Kristine's bedroom.
Room. That's right.
So anytime someone talks about coming and staying in the guest room, she's like, no, that's my room.
And my room needs a chandelier, a small chandelier, and I'm working on it.
I saw a beautiful big one being sold by another vendor. And then I forgot that bedroom doesn't have a vaulted ceiling like mine does. And I'm like,
No, it's too small.
I'm very
picky,
a
small one.
I'm picky. I don't want just any small chandelier. I want something great.
So we go to tea in Canada a couple of weekends ago. And there was the perfect size chandelier. And I said, that is the perfect size
I didn't like
chandelier.
The way it looked.
And that was the only thing she said. She did not even admit that it was the perfect size. She just said, no, I don't like it.
But it was the perfect size.
Thank you. I just need some validation somewhere.
Hey, I'm letting you out my life. Is that not enough validation?
It is. She really loves me.
Oh, funny.
No,
okay.
That's the one thing. It's really hard because we do have a long distance thing. It's hard for us because we miss out on a lot. I'm going to start crying here in a minute.
Yeah, trying to, have the same camaraderie over Facebook Messenger is not the same as being in the same.
No, but we do manage.
Yeah.
We do manage, but it isn't the same, but our affection holds us together, I think.
Yep, very true. Yeah, Kristine can sew historical, so she helped me with a couple of pieces. And when I was working night shift as third shift custodian at Disneyland, I had a hard time falling asleep. So I found if I went home, walked and fed my animals, went to her house, did some sewing, came back home, and then slept, it worked a lot better. So there were days where we saw each other every morning.
Yeah. And so here's the funny thing. She always has called me her sewing wife. And the reason this even started was she'd come over to my house and I would make her lunch, make a cup of tea. What?
Mm-hmm. I said, good cook.
Oh, good. Yeah, sometimes. Don't let that get out. And so she says one day, God, I don't need a boyfriend. I need a wife. and thus Sewing Wife was born.
Mm-hmm.
So we all went out in a group with a group of friends, and my husband was along for the ride that time, and he and I were dressed alike. And somebody came up to him and she says, "Oh, you're Mr. Sewing Wife."
Was that Rebecca?
Yes!
Yeah.
Mr. Sewing Wife. And it stuck, and he laughed, and here
so
we
have
are.
Mrs. Sewing Wife, Mr. Sewing Wife, and then.
And what's fun is, since the boys knew each other, when we go out as a group, it is a lot of fun.
Because they have their memories, and we have our 10 years worth of memories. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we're.
And my husband and I are going to be celebrating 10 years also, because he and I married in January of the same year that we met.
Yeah, she couldn't wait a couple of months to meet me so I could, be at her wedding. She gets married in January and we meet in August. How rude. 8 months? She could have waited 9.
Sorry.
Really? Some people's children.
Yeah, so you missed out. It was a good wedding, too.
So mine's looking pretty good. How's yours looking?
It's fair. It's fairly good. I think maybe one light coat after it dries.
So don't ever feel bad that you have to do multiple coats. Sometimes that's just the way it is. We're not doing heavy coats. Paint Pixie is awesome because it has the synthetics in it that help it level it out.
Yep.
Which is to die for.
Nice.
I'm going to tell the truth. Kristine, her little photo book that she's painting with, she's not using Paint Pixie because she saw a color that I had.
But I'm regretting
over
this
here
choice.
on the other names. And she looks at me, she's like, I got to stop for this. How do you paint with this chalk paint?
It's terrible.
And I go, well, there's a lot of misting.
And well, she didn't tell me this for the first 3 layers. And at this point now, I will admit to you, I wish I had pulled colors out of her cabinet and just created that color out of Paint Pixie.
Yeah.
Or just gone with what I had last night.
So when you're out there shopping, for your chalk paint, there are so many brands. The reason why I love Josie is, number one, the flip tops. Being able to squirt out an infinitesimal little drop, I absolutely love because I'm that anal. And then the fact that it's self-leveling, with the additives and everything, it looks really good. Those are things to consider when you're out there choosing what brand you want to use.
Same applies to nail polish.
Oh yeah, let's not get started talking about all the deliveries of nail polishes we've had while you've been here. Yeah, she did go to the dark side, Josie, but she used the primer, she'll use the sealer. We'll get her for part of it.
It was just the color that spoke to me, and I really truly wish I had mimicked that color.
You probably could have taken
that blue I was working with and added
Foggy Martini and Figgy Pudding and made that.
I agree. Maybe with a hint of that baby blue I used. That might have, because it isn't quite just a gray purple.
Which is why,
there's a little more to it.
I did these colors myself. I knew that there's paint that I wanted to use, and even though my strong suit is not mixing paint, matter of fact, I've got one jar here that looks horrible, but we're not going to talk about it. But, I really like these colors. They came fairly close to what I was looking at, which I'm sure they were probably referencing a different paint. But it looks good, and I like it. I like the colors that I came up with for Thanksgiving and Halloween. If you saw that live where I did a dark mustard brown, and I did 3 different colors of oranges using honeysuckle and candy papaya, candy apple, and red velvet cake. Hi, baby. Oh, hold on a second. Come here. Oh, hold this. We got to introduce him while he's here. Oh, someone came up and tapped the back of my arm. Say hi, Boo-Boo. This is Mr. Boo-Boo. He's my big boy. I think he was watching the cord of the
because he needs a mousy.
He needs a mousy.
He needs a mousy.
Okay, let go of me, babe. You have to say hi. Your brothers get to say hi sometimes too.
He needs a mousy.
Yeah. So you can tell I'm going to go out and buy a mousey today because someone says he needs a mousey.
He was playing with the apron strings
yesterday.
yesterday.
She is coming back. Okay, I feel you. Honey, I'm doing something, baby. I know, you're looking for attention. Okay, so I'm going to put this one over here. How are you doing?
I think this is good. There's a couple of bumps, and I want to get rid of
That's okay
those.
when we do the transfers. It's all good in the hood. Okay, so here's, again, this is 1 part marshmallow, 1 part honeycomb, 1 part candy papaya. Great color.
No, I may still make up for my last final coat of that thing with them to match that color.
Oh.
Because otherwise I'm not thrilled. Why? What you want?
I guess you can just stick this in the water. Thank you. Oh, ow! I feel a nail in my tuchus.
Because he needs a mousey.
Oh. Well, I couldn't play with him right now anyway. Yes, he is very much of a lover. When I got my second cat, he was kind of perturbed that there was competition now.
Batman.
Hey, so it's 12:41, and we're gonna do the
Okay.
Hurry up and do this. I'm just gonna lay down. I don't have time to try this. We got things to do. Hold on. You're just gonna self-dry. Okay, now we're gonna get to the transfer. So the fun part is we're gonna give you a little something something. Someone here is gonna get a little something something.
I wish it was me.
Yes, my dear. So, why don't you tell me something? I'm going to keep with a theme with women in the family who bake. So tell me who in your family bakes that you really appreciate and what they bake that is your favorite. And meanwhile, so here are the ones that we painted last night. So again, this is 1 part honeysuckle, 1 honeycomb to 1 part candied apple. So we're going.
Wait! Hold it up! No, it's like we're making
Okay.
Lightsabers.
Oh, lightsabers.
Kitchen style.
You need that little sound to do a lightsaber. So we did paint it. I did put on the force field. I should have known that. We were just talking about Star Wars and I can't even remember force field. I'm telling you, COVID brain sucks. It sucks. So let's see. Who in here has someone that you appreciate in your family that you're grateful for that bakes? And what do they bake that's really good? Because again, I'm here for my Grandma Blanche, who, if it was sweet, that woman could rock and roll. She could make the best sweet stuff. It wasn't her cinnamon rolls, it was divinity fudge.
Jody, my Nana baked the best pecan tarts every Christmas. My Grandma Norman could bake the best apple pie. That's true.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're freezing, Penny. Anybody else? We got a Nana, and we got a Grandma. Who else out there? So we have Jody and Melinda. Okay.
So years ago, my auntie asked me to make pie for Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
It was when Nigel was a tiny baby. And I was looking through the women's, I'm really old. I was looking through the Women's Day magazine.
Yeah, she's so old.
Well, I'm older than you.
By a year.
So I found an apple pie recipe, and it used, so this was like the 80s, and it used an oat flour. And I didn't have oat flour, so I threw some oatmeal in my blender and whirled it all up. And honestly, that was the best crust. You cut little leaves, and then you laid that on top of the apples as your crust.
Okay, so I decided I'm going to use this one right here, because it does fit. So that's the big thing is...
am I supposed to be choosing?
Yes, you're supposed to be choosing, and you can either use them separately and put them together, or actually the one you have has all different stuff.
I like the fruits. I think I would go with that. This fruit, maybe this.
Okay.
And
then go ahead and
smaller.
she has not done a transfer before, so that's why we're doing this.
Oh, I like this too, the sprig.
So go ahead and get some scissors out of that drawer next to you and start cutting out the separate pieces.
I'm scared.
She's a scared.
I'm scared.
Okay, I saw something about Women's Day.
That was the Women's Day.
Okay, Ruth, who makes the fantastic pumpkin pie egg custard? Oh gosh darn, I just lost my comments. Where'd my comments go? Oh, Josie liked Women's Day. Joni, her daughter bakes the best apple pie. Oh, okay, Ruth. Husband bakes a great cream cheese pound cake and Wellesley chocolate cake. Do you know what that is?
Mm-mm.
Patty is proud of her grandma Caroline, who baked the best lemon meringue.
Oh, that's what my husband gets every year for his birthday. He always asks for lemon meringue pie.
Okay, and who's the newest? Your husband. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So let's, oops. How'd that get on me?
My auntie made the best. She called it a lemon angel pie, and she used the meringue as the crust. So you make a meringue, put it in the crust, in the shell, and let that dry in the oven for hours. Naturally, his birthday is in August, so it's always a lot of fun.
Trying to do a meringue in August?
Or make anything in August.
Yeah. And she lives in Southern California.
It's terribly hot.
It's very hot. And
all the time.
The last thing you want to do is be in an air-conditioned kitchen baking.
It's a room with a heat source and no window.
So the two transfers I'm using that I have in my booth are Seasonal Splendor and Willow Way. And these were the two fall/autumn releases this year. I like the fact that people are going into more neutral colors, and write this down. I'm saying that I kind of like the fact that they're going into subtlety.
Who are you?
I know.
What have you done with my wife?
I know, talking about subtle colors. That's just like, what the heck?
That's the biggest laugh I've heard all week.
But I think when you're trying to, these could also make great gifts for those bakers in your family. And sometimes people like subtle, especially if you're trying to do it as a decor piece in a kitchen. We may change our minds, but we still want it to match up later. So going subtle might be a good way to go. Okay, so my thing is just a little bit too long, so I don't want to cut off the flower. I am going to do a sideways cut to cut off part of the stem. And nicely, the way I kept it, I actually have a little bit of that I could use. It'll just stand a little bit differently, but it'll still look great. Oh, look at that. See, I'll have a little bit in the back that's not covered, but that's okay. You don't necessarily have to have. I could put some, and you never know. I may find something to put on that back side, but.
That looks sort of like a garden snake.
Okay, so when you're ready to do your transfer, because Kristine hasn't done this before, you just peel off the back. You need to be really careful about where you stick it, because once you put it down,
it's down.
That's pretty much it, and I'm just going to smooth it out. I did find, and I'm not going to lie, that trying to get your paper off on a round surface like this can be a little bit of a problem. So I'm just putting a few slits where there isn't.
Would that be helpful to do that prior to laying it down, I wonder?
Doing what, babe?
Putting the slit into the because
I just thought about it now.
Well, I might be cutting my plastic too short.
Yeah, but you have to remember, a lot of these things on here are very tightly put together, so you don't have a lot of room. So then you just get out. You can use craft sticks, and a lot of companies have changed to the harder wooden sticks instead of the plastic ones for pricing, which I totally get. I do like them better because I find with the craft stick, I've actually broken a couple because they're just not thick enough, and I'm really bearing down on this, trying to get it to adhere.
I have changed my path.
Well,
I don't want fruits on mine.
It's a Kristine's prerogative to change their mind. Let's see who else people are talking about food.
She's gonna make me go cook in the kitchen today.
Is it Callie? Callie? I think she's the winner. I'm thinking about my mom's homemade beignets.
Oh, those are good.
Wish I had some now. We call them fried donuts. I love beignets. So here's Kristine's story, my story about beignets. there is an event that actually both of us went to, and we probably crossed paths before we actually met.
Probably.
And didn't even realize it. It was called Bats Day, and it's where
we for sure crossed
the
paths.
goths come out, and we have a great day at Disneyland.
We go play, yeah.
And I was there with another woman that I had met from a Disney group, and we were in New Orleans Square, and we were having them do the sketches of us. We had both paid to have them do a sketch of us. Well, I went first, and while she was doing hers, I ran over and got an order of beignets. Okay, beignets are, loaded with powdered sugar on the outside. And I was wearing a fancy dress that someone had made me, Pandora, so it was all wrong. I know I groused there. But I was able to lean over and eat those beignets without getting a single speck of powdered sugar on my dress.
I have big boobs, so it's the... yeah.
She has the shelf. I don't. So.
And then you put it in a corset, and then it's like, oh, hey.
Super shelf. Yeah.
Yeah. The dark side of the boob.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Isn't that like a Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon?
The dark side of the boob.
Only my wife. Okay. We're besties for a reason. Nobody else wants us. They're like, oh, those two can have each other.
Well, there is that.
We're not for everybody, as she said.
We're not.
Sometimes her husband and my partner look at each other like, and we're with these two.
And
why?
I'm like, well, you put a ring on it. Whatever, man.
So did you figure out which way you're going?
No.
Okay.
I'm lost.
Well, we will definitely have to show Kristine's afterwards because I have a feeling it's not going to be done because my watch is telling me it's time to stand up.
Well,
12:52, so I at least want to get mine done.
I know I want this on there, so for sure this is going there. Where's my stick?
Your stick's right there, babe.
Thank you. So you just stick it, you rub it with
you lay it down, and then you just start rubbing really hard, and then what you'll do is you'll just take the edge and lightly lift it up to see if it's actually adhering. If it's not, you lay it back down and rub it some more.
Rub it some more.
Let's see. Oh, Josie's mom used to make beignets too. See, there she goes. Debbie knows about the dark. My partner loves Pink Floyd. I'm not a fan.
Oh, I saw The Wall when they were in rehearsals. My father worked for the sports arena.
Right. I remember you telling me that.
So I got to meet the guys and her. Yeah.
I think that's the only thing that my partner and I have never done together is we went down to California for a visit. Actually, I went to go see her instead. And his sister says, oh, look, there's a Pink Floyd exposition. Or I don't know what they called it. It was an art installation. Thank you, an art installation. You're going to go. And I looked at him and I'm like, you need to go on your own.
I'm going with
And he has friends up in Hollywood. And I'm like, you know what? This would be a great time for you to either go have lunch with Greg or go have lunch with Tex and see this because I'm not interested. So he did. He bought a ticket. He went up and saw it, and I went and saw her because you know what? We go together for everything else, but I am not into Pink Floyd.
Here's the deal.
And I didn't want to kill his fun.
There is nothing wrong with that. My husband recently and I had a date. We had a date night, and he wanted to see one movie, and I truly just did not.
Oh, and so yeah, I've got friends that do that too.
He went to see his movie, and I went to see the new Downton Abbey movie. He came out just all a Twitter and excited, and I came out all a Twitter and excited, and we went and had In-N-Out at the parking lot at midnight. And honestly, it's one of the best dates we've ever had.
No, I have. My friends Janet and Dale do the same thing. I love watching them talk about, we went to the movies together. He went to this theater and I went to that theater, and I think it's great.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of odd until I did it. Now I think it's wonderful. But people who've made comments, they're like, that's weird. Why would you do that?
Well, if you want to, why not? My partner actually wants to see the Barbie movie. And honestly,
good.
I have no interest in it.
You're going to miss out on such a good film.
I'll probably watch it at some point because he's going to want to watch it. But
it's right up your alley and down your street in ways you don't even understand.
She's talking about the fact that I'm an outspoken, somewhat feminist at moments. So,
and I'm not, and so I loved it. She needs to see it.
Okay, so let me see. Oh, Josie, we had to turn the Barbie movie off. I'm so sorry, girl. I'm not even so sure I'm gonna like it. So
it's so good. My husband and I did go to see that one together. He liked it too.
Okay, so I've gotten part of the
I guess because
he's transfer paper off.
I guess because he's Knuff.
He's Knuff?
Yeah. He has a t-shirt made. I'm Knuff.
Oh, jeez.
My husband didn't make the t-shirt.
I did like, I'm, you know, they do enough commercials to last a lifetime. I did like the dance scenes, though.
Oh, it's such a good
film. That cracked me up, you know. Some of the dance scenes were hilarious.
What really got me was the foot, how she worked to keep her foot like a Barbie foot, and she walks out of the shoe. And I was so impressed. That's what made me want to go see that movie.
Yeah. Well, that's the actress, not the movie, but
whatever. Still really good.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm having a problem here because my paper.
I cannot get this to happen.
Here, let's take a look.
She just lets it have it.
Frustrations, anybody? No. Okay, so let's come up here and let's get your.
Nigel kept asking me to go find him a fur coat, a Ken coat. He wanted to do that for Halloween this year.
Gosh. Tell the boy to go out and find
Nigel is my son.
Okay, so nope on the Barbie movie. Melinda didn't like it either. So at this point, I'm going to say that. So what we're doing is Josie has graciously offered up a fall craft kit to one person on each live. So I'm going to choose Callie. I'm sorry. I'm really bad at pronunciation. So because she said beignets and I love beignets, I'm going to go with you. So if you want to, wow, why is that not going on?
I know. See, it wasn't just me.
If you want to message Paint Pixie page and let them know that you were chosen on my hour, they will get in contact with you. What is going on here? Who was it that said that they had a hard time doing this on a live? Mine is going really well. And now Kristine's is like, nope, nobody, nope.
That was the shiny pin that I had no fun with yesterday.
Mm. Wow.
I know.
Well, the paint is coming up, and I don't understand why. Because we painted the bejesus out of this, and this sat overnight. This is the fun of lives. You get to see when things go wrong, and sadly they do sometimes go wrong.
Wah, wah.
And so, oh, okay, I think I finally got it. So, Callie, you're the winner. And thank you for reminding me of beignets. I want to thank Josie for owning Paint Pixie and letting me and Kristine come and have fun with y'all today. That was a good time. We really appreciate it. We like doing silly stuff.
We do.
For posterity. We can just pass us around and let everybody look at us. And coming up next is Restyled Lemons, Laura. And so we're really looking forward to her. And I want to thank you all for spending time and watching us be two goofballs doing a craft. I'm working on hers, so I haven't finished mine. So it looks really great. Again, we mixed Paint Pixie colors to get where we're going. So you can do all kinds of great things with Paint Pixie. So we used the magical chalk paint. We used the other undercover primer. We have used the force field sealer. And I have used a transfer that I have myself. And we love you guys. Thank you for watching us and letting us be total goofballs. Talk about our love of baked things. And we hope you all have a great day. And stay tuned for the next live. So we'll see you guys later. And you get to see me. Look at, I'm still wearing Halloween. You can't get rid of it.
Every day is Halloween.
There you go. Thank you guys. We love you. Bye.